Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. It's an unboxing ceremony with a bit of a difference, I suppose. And let me turn that fan off. We might have to put up the foggers cutting in and out. I'll go and get the box. That's the box. I know what's in there, so I have advance warning. And first time I've purchased from this lot. Let's have a look. I don't know whether that camera's at the right angle. I don't think there is a right angle for a box this flipping big. Let's see what we can do. I bet you're all expecting a huge tall flowering spike, aren't you? Oh no, not peanuts. So I don't mind them, they're great packing material. It's just I spend the next half hour clearing up afterwards. Still, any mess you make can be cleared up. As I say, I hope there's some orchids in it. Right, what have we got then? We've got a big orchid. A little concerned, that feels really cold. But then it is cold out today and it's probably been in a van all morning, but hopefully the plant itself isn't chilled. Oh, this is going to be fun. Obviously don't want to bash the canes around, but I also want to get it out. The good thing is there is a new growth at the base. It is a bit slightly damaged, but when you get a new growth and you damage the tip, as long as you don't take out the growing tip of that new growth, all you've done is damage what will become the lower leaves. The new leaves still haven't grown yet, so well, this is some sellotape. You could use this to build a rocket ship. And I think it will get in there. So I know you can't see this, or you probably can't see this, but for obvious reasons I haven't got a lot of space. Element of brute strength being used here just to get some frickin' sellotape off. It's coming off slowly but surely. A little bit of the media is going to come out of the pot, but I'm not particularly concerned about that. Okay, there we go. Plant number one, held over at an angle. I'd have thought there should be some buds on that, quite honestly. But maybe soon. But we do have a new growth at the bottom. I'll put that to one side. That's the biggest one. Let's see what else we've got in here. That's a nice little plant. Sealed with the dreaded sellotape again. It would help if I could see the end, at least I could start pulling then. My recent experience with sharp knives probably means I shouldn't have them anymore, but stay. Well, that's dangerous, putting sellotape around both sides of a cane. That's an easy way to tear the cane. Getting there. Oh, and again. That's not too bad. That's nearly there now. Gotcha. That's a nice little plant. Some green root tips, we like that. And some good growths. Some are older canes, some are new canes. Probably still last year's canes. Well, they won't be this year's, will they? And this has come from the EU, so spring is spring, whichever bit you're in. Okay, how many? There should be another one in here somewhere. Let's get the sharp things out of the way before we rummage. Otherwise, could be iffy. So looking for truffles in here. Ah, gotcha. Right down the bottom. It's another nice looking little plant. Sharp things. Ah. Oops. Sellotape on the label. Right, how are we doing then? So something to pull at. There we go. Sellotape on the cane again. Not so good. Dreading doing that one day and just taking off the latest cane or something stupid. There we go. That's another nice little plant. Yeah, it's got some roots, some I can see. Yeah, nice little plant. Right, get the box out of the way and we'll have a chat about the individual plants. Sorry, whoops. I'm just making sure I'm not throwing anything out here apart from people have been known to slip an extra plant in, and if you don't look, you won't know and you throw it away. Right, so let's get this giant box out of the way and we'll see what we can do. Right then. This is, or are, from Orchids and More, and this is Dendrobium alexandrae. It's a Latoria. And it's one that I like, and that is possibly going to flower on that latest cane. It may. I'll have to go and check the full size of the plant in centimetres to give a clue whether those canes are coming up to full size or not. And this is Dendrobium polysema times aberrans. Can you tell what sort that is? That is a nice plant. Very pleased with that. I haven't paid a fortune for these plants, I must admit, but the postage, which was a bit extortionate, but there was no charge for 3 plants. It was the same charge whether it was 1 plant or 3. So, yeah. And then this monster, which I hope will pick up, because at the moment it just looks a little bit like it's been stuck in the pot. That's not held in there by roots. So I would have a feeling that this may well be a recent import and it's just been stuck in the pot and it may not have good roots. But with one new growth and a plant that size, more new growths will follow. It's not only going to have one. And that's a Nosmum. And it was classed as extra large. I think I'd probably agree that that is extra large. But as I said, I'm surprised that none of those canes have got buds on. Now what I hope hasn't happened is it is a recent import, yeah, and its transport to Orchids and more was not ideal, shall we say, and the plant hasn't suffered too much. I mean, obviously its transport from Orchids and more to me is not a big deal. So I'm taking this wire off because I've got a feeling it's just going to fall out of the pot anyway, and it'll be down to me to deal with it. But it's got to come out of the pot. I need to see what's going on, because I don't see any roots at all, and a plant that big should have a pot full of roots, so I think it's just been stuck in the pot. And it probably hasn't been long in Germany, I would suspect. But I can work with that. As I said, I just hope there's some life in it. With a new cane there must be some. Anyway, that's those three, Orchids and more. Effectively, I believe I've got what I paid for. The Alexandriae, this little one here, I mean that was €10. And for a plant that's relatively difficult to come by, I'm quite pleased with that. This cross with Aberrans, that was €12. So that's a very good price. I mean, the show I'm going to go to, the RHS show next week, you're probably looking at £20–25 each for those at a show. So those two are good prices and they're nice plants. This one I'm not so sure about, but it's a giant of a plant, providing it's alive. I do see signs that I don't know whether those are buds that have failed in previous years, or buds that have failed recently, or buds that may push on, but they don't look green. However, that one does, and so does that one. And the others may just be old bloomed canes. But there's signs of buds in many places on those canes. I mean, a couple of these canes are very old canes, but there's signs of buds on these. Whether they will turn into flowers this year or not, I don't know. But what my job is to get that in a place where that new growth can push out roots into something safe, which I don't class that pot as. So that's the three. Oh, sorry, that one was €18, this giant. And that's really what got me interested in getting something from the site, and I thought, well, if I'm going to go for that, I just as well put some others in, because they had some interesting stuff. So only one lot of transport, so that's not too bad. And the postage and shipping on that was €18. That's to me quite high, but nonetheless, if you want plants, that's what you've got to pay. So there we go, 3 more dendrobiums. Quite honestly, with the other couple that I've got, I'm okay now with my dendrobiums. Unless I see anything special at the show, I won't actively be looking, because I've already found, if you see what I mean. But yeah, I'll do updates on these as I do something with them. But that's been in that pot a while. It's got green growing root tips. It's been in the pot a while. It could probably do with a media change, if only to get the algae out. But that moss growth doesn't happen overnight, and to get a continuous layer of moss on a pot, it tells you the plant's been in there a while. This one hasn't got moss growth on the top. It's got an awful lot of sponge in it. Now I know these like to stay moist, but you know, they don't need to take a bath, they don't need a sponge and a big long brush with a handle, they don't need all that. There's plenty of other ways to keep things moist without having something that dries out incredibly slowly, like, sorry, not moss, sponge. I know what I mean. Okay, so 3 new plants. If I do anything with them, obviously I'll film that, but you know, I know everybody likes to see the unboxing, and I'd like to have seen one last year's cane with leaves on that. It would have made me feel more comfortable. But the plant's not dead. A couple of the old canes are not a lot of use and may well come off. But I'll see how I go. But I'm going to have to do something with that soon, possibly even now. As I said, I don't want to waste the chance of the new roots on that new shoot getting into what I want them to be in permanently, not into any form of temporary pot, which is what that is. So I'll see what I'm going to do with that. I'll have a think. The first thing to do really is to get it out of the pot, and that may well decide what I plan to do. The chances are it's going to go on a mount where it can hang, because to put that sort of plant in a pot and try and keep balancing it upright is hard work. And quite honestly, the blooms look better on pendulous canes. They just do on that type of plant. So I'll have a think and then I'll come back. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by, and well, we'll see what happens next. I may not post this till tomorrow, so the date on today is the 23rd. The chances are this will pop up tomorrow morning, but it's filmed now as it arrived. Okay, see you next time. Bye for now.